Hello and welcome to another episode of Fermented Thoughts, where we're taking in a little bit of alcohol and bringing a lot of conversation. And today we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're not doing album reviews, we're not talking about music or anything. We're going to just talk. February, Black History Month. Shout out to my people, of course. You see I'm rocking the Crenshaw beanie, black owned sweatshirt. It is February, is the second month of the year. Right, a lot of y'all got some New Year's resolutions. Hopefully you're on track to obtaining those goals and those resolutions you set out to accomplish. Today we're going to talk about 4 words to help you finish out the rest of the year. That's right, 4 words to help you finish out 2025 strong, secure, and make sure you're feeling like you're on top. Today's beverage of choice, we're still rocking with our Black Girl Magic Riesling. Of course, a black-owned brand from the McBride sisters. I really like this Riesling. Still really loving the honey notes in the nose, man, with the apricot, man. It's a gorgeous smell. I'm gonna keep saying that. I said that in my Journey Montana video, but I really love the smell of this. Really good. Hope you have your beverage with me if you're of age, of course. Let's go ahead and break down 4 words to help you finish 2025. Got the apple on the taste, man. Smooth finish. The apple sits on the palate too. Really good stuff. So if you're going for a Riesling, try out that Black Girl Magic. Each of these words, I'm going to pull out my big physical dictionary. I know a lot of y'all ain't seen one of these in a minute, but I actually I have a real dictionary right here that I still use when I'm reading books and I want to reference to a word that I might or I don't know. I just go and look at that dictionary. I prefer the physical feeling of going through a physical dictionary rather than just looking it up. Word number 1. It's a word that we all need to do, but women in particular have a problem with. Accountability.
Didn't your mama teach you any manners?
All right, don't get too mad. I just had to get that one off. You know, as men, we love to say that women lack accountability, but a lot of times us men aren't the best at accountability either. I can speak for myself. A lot of times I know I lacked accountability in the past, but when you do find and decide to take accountability for your actions where you are in life, it is a truly life-changing thing. It can really put you on the right path. It says account, a statement explaining one's conduct, a statement or exposition of reasons, causes, grounds, or motives, a reason for an action, careful thought. So the thing about accountability, man, it is really based on controlling what you can control and then also taking onus of the things you can't control, right? My therapist loves to say we cannot control anybody else's thoughts, feelings, actions, or emotions. However, those things of ours we can control. And when you decide to take ownership of your actions and the consequences and effects they may have had, it really can change the game for you. When you take ownership of your actions and what led you to where you are right now, it allows you to change the trajectory of your life and your journey. Instead of life happening to you, it's you controlling your life. When I decided to really take accountability, control what I can control, it really made me feel better because when you realize you can control what you can control and you take accountability, that means whatever is happening to you now, you can change, you can make it better, right? If you don't like where you are, you can improve it. If you don't like how you look and weight-wise or look-wise, you can make it better. You can take accountability. A good example of this is we saw in 8 Mile, right? Remember the scene where Jimmy, he was arguing outside with his baby mama, and I think the manager, I forgot his name, Manny, right? Manny was outside chilling with the other guys.
Jimmy, go home.
What was all that about, Smith?
Sorry, man, it wasn't my... Won't happen again.
Won't happen again. That was him maturing, taking accountability. You know what? Yeah, this person came here, but what Jimmy could have done, he could have not even entertained his baby mom. He's like, you know what? I ain't about to argue with you. You at my job. You about to mess up my money. We can do this later. You feel me? Right? We can do this another day. Hey, call me when you get home. We can talk about it. Instead of arguing with me in front of my job, potentially costing me money. That was him taking accountability. Sorry, Manny. You know what? Won't happen again. Let's move on. And then Manny recognizes okay, good. Let's get back to work. And then you see later in the movie, he gave more hours. So, okay, this guy's really improving. I like his mindset change. That is accountability. Word number 2 to help you finish 2025 out strong. 3 letters. Why? That is the word, why, W-H-Y. Now the why for the Webster's dictionary with this big old dictionary, right? The definition says the cause, reason, or purpose for which. You know, why is a question that if you ever around kids a lot, right, they ask this all the time. It's why to everything, right? I'm not a parent, but I've seen, you know, parents and stuff. You have to explain why you do certain things. The same thing is true for adults. When you ask yourself why you are doing something, you have to give a genuine and honest answer, and it will reveal a lot about what you really want to do and why you're doing it. When you ask yourself why you're at this job, right? Why you're in this relationship, why you still friends with this person. You have to really break down and explain that answer, especially to somebody that knows you. They can tell whether you're BSing or not, especially if these are good friends that you're telling this to. When your friend asks you, yo, why are you even still in a relationship with this person? Then you keep saying that you don't like them or whatever, or they're always getting on your nerves, and they ask you why, and then you give some half-hearted answer. And it's like your brain is trying to scramble to justify that why, even though the back of your head didn't know it doesn't make sense, right? When you have to verbalize that why, it really reveals a lot about your actions and intentions. For example, if you ask me why I'm doing dark grapes, right? I can explain because I'm doing this dark grapes brand because I have a genuine interest in wine and spirits. I have a genuine interest in trying to have a conversation and just have a good time revolved around having a beverage, right? See how naturally that comes? And that's a genuine answer. You ask yourself why to a lot of things that you don't have conviction about. It's going to really reveal where your heart is, really. And like I said, this can be applied to anything: jobs, relationships, people, friendships. Ask yourself why. Anytime you maybe are a little on the fence and your heart really isn't sitting right with a certain situation, just ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I putting up with this? Do I have to put up with this? No. Why am I doing this right now? Ask yourself why is going to reveal a lot of answers to yourself. Word number 3 to help you finish off 2025 strong, certified, and satisfied is consistent. Woo. Now that's good. If you catch that reference, hey man, you one of my faves. Consistent, showing steady conformity to character, profession, belief. Consistent. You got to be consistent in this world, man. Nothing great is going to come without consistency. I'm going to play a Kevin Hart clip, and he talked about this really good, about especially when you're trying to accomplish big dreams and goals, you got to be consistent.
It's easy to give up. You know,
Hell
it's
yeah.
easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. All right, man, I'm done. I ain't going. I ain't going to keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to work. I'm done.
Yeah, man.
It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm going to do the same thing again today, but I'm going to try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
You know, it's hard, man, because when you have a bad day, sometimes you just don't feel like just doing something. Like you know, if you have a book goal, right? Say I had a long day at work, you just don't feel like, I don't feel like reading a book today. Or you got a weight goal in mind, I don't feel like cooking today. I want to go to Popeyes, I want to go to Cookout. Jimmy John's is easy. I don't feel like cooking today. I already cooked 5 days in a row. Do I really need to do a 6? That's when your mental toughness is going to be tested on those bad days. It's easy when it's good. It's easy the first couple of days. Same thing with the gym, right? We all know January is the time when gyms are the busiest. Everybody's on the treadmills. Everybody has those weight goals. Hey, I'm going to lose 30 pounds this year. I'm going to hit the gym 5 days a week. And then the gyms are flooded. Treadmills are full. And then slowly and surely, right, by the time, March, hell, even late February comes around, those gyms starting to get a little lighter and lighter in population because people just lack consistency. That 1 day off turns into 2 days off, turns into 5 days off. Next thing you know, it's been a month since you've been to the gym and you're over here making a donation to the gym instead of using the gym. You gotta have consistency in everything. Even with me, right? I can attest I'm not the most consistent when it comes to uploading on this channel, but the thing I do try to be consistent in is building my knowledge with wine, right? That's one thing I'm trying to do better. I make sure to read. I follow hella IG pages, right? And I'm always trying to at least learn something new every day, or at least constantly engage, right? And trust me, with all these words, I'm not the perfect bastion for these words, but I'm just telling you my story with them. You gotta be consistent. You gotta be consistent. You gotta be strong, steady-minded, steadfast with anything you want to accomplish, whether it's work, gym, video games, right? Back in the day when I was like a really serious Street Fighter player, right? I would damn near play every day, and I would practice every day because I wanted to be good. I really wanted to be one of the best players. So I put in that work every day, or almost every day. Every day I had a chance to. People also appreciate consistency more than you know. I know Dave Canales, you know, for the head coach of the Panthers, shout out to Carolina Panthers, that's my team. But a lot of the players, what they say is he's the same guy day in and day out, win or lose. He's the same guy, same temperament. People don't like inconsistent people, right? We all know people that you can't rely on them, or they're just wishy-washy. That's the term, wishy-washy, right? You never know what they're gonna do or say. And when they commit to something, but then you know they're probably gonna flake out, right? Nobody likes inconsistent people. When you're consistent, first and foremost for yourself, man, it's a game changer because that's gonna build that discipline, right? When you're consistent going to the gym 6, 7, or let's say 5 days a week, and you're with it, right? Let's say for a good 2 months, right? You're with it. When you miss a day, anybody who goes to the gym can attest to this. When you miss a day, you feel bad, like you start to feel guilty because that discipline and that routine has built up in your system. Like, man, I can't believe I missed the gym. Or even when eating, when you eat out, it's like, man, I feel bad. I ate a burger today. I gotta go extra hard in the gym tomorrow. That's the power of consistency. It's a routine to the point where now you don't even realize at the point the benefits you're making because it's so ingrained in your system. I mean, you know the benefits are gonna happen, but you're not constantly, you know, seeing them, but that consistency is going to build it. I know it's tough. Like I said, we have life happen to us. Obstacles come up. Maybe, you know, work late today or something, but you got to get it in when you can. And consistency is one of those big things. If you want to accomplish anything, you got to stay with it. Fourth and final word for 2025. You want to finish off these last 10 months strong. The fourth and final word to finish off 2025 strong is present. Now existing or in progress, being in view or at hand. I want to play a Cat Williams clip as well. It's from one of his stand-up comedies, right? And it kind of applies to this situation. It's funny, but it can also apply to this.
Change your life. Some of y'all be crying about bills you can't pay. Just, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this light bill. They want the whole thing. They don't want a piece of it, a deposit. Just hit the blunt one time and see if it don't change your perception of what's important in your life. You just, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this life. Fuck them goddamn life.
He was making a joke, obviously, about how if you're not smoking weed and you don't have no job, then what are you doing? But there is a lesson to be learned in that, right? Because his point was that you complain about all these things in life, man, and life, you know, bills, and, you know, they're not taking off half your light bill, right? He said, yo, just stop, hit the blunt one time, and watch problems erase out your mind, right? It'll erase all the worry, because right now you're just focused on this blunt and how good it's making you feel, right? Now, this is not me telling you to go smoke to feel present. That's not what I'm saying. But the lesson here being is that you gotta feel your feet, you gotta focus on the right now. Obviously, the thing is, you know, what they say, no plan at all is a plan to fail, right? But you gotta have the ability to just feel your feet where you're at, stay present, and just realizing that you need to focus on the right now. Focus on what you can defeat and control right now. I know it's hard, man. It's really hard, especially if you're in certain circumstances that you got bills due here, you got situations coming up, you know, you're living paycheck to paycheck. I know it's hard. It's really hard to be present at times because you're focused on these things that might happen in a day or two now. So it's kind of tough to really win today when these problems that you know are impending, are coming to you, are gonna happen. But you gotta win today. Tomorrow isn't gonna come any faster or any slower, right? The more you worry about them, they're not gonna come any faster. The time you spent worrying about tomorrow's problems, you could have spent trying to win the day's problems. You gotta try and do your best to focus on what you can do today to make today better, because making today better ultimately is gonna make tomorrow better, and then so on and so forth. On the flip side though, sometimes we can also be too excited for our future, right? We can be so wrapped up and caught up in our goals, like, man, like let's say for me, right, man, I can't wait till Dark Grapes kicks off, man. You know, I'm gonna have millions of subscribers, hella followers on Instagram. You know, we're gonna be doing interviews, I'm gonna be flued out places, and I can't wait for this stuff to happen. that's cool, but that's not the reality of today, right? I gotta focus on, okay, so what can I do today to make today the best day for dark grapes, right? And that is, okay, let me record a video, okay, let me post something on my Instagram, right? Let me go read up something about wine and spirits. Let me go gain my knowledge, right? What can I do today? Those things are gonna come in the immediate moment, right? Those things come after time and consistency, preparation, right? You have to be present. You have to really feel where your feet, just literally, sometimes you just gotta take a moment, breathe in, deep breath in, and breathe out. I promise breathing exercises are some of the best things you can do if you just want to take a second to be present. It's very cliche, but they really do work. You gotta just take a deep breath and then just breathe out. Clear your thoughts, clear your mind. Then just take a second and say, okay, you know what, man, I got a lot of stuff going on right now, but what can I do right now to make my day better, right? If you have a checklist, those things will really help. I don't know how y'all go about accomplishing your goals for the week, but sometimes you might need to have like a daily checklist, like a daily win thing. Like, you know, you wake up in the morning, today I'm going to read a chapter of my book. I'm going to cook all day, right? No fast food, no takeout. I'm going to call a family member that I haven't called in a little bit. And then those little wins are going to really build up your confidence, right? They're going to really build up momentum to help you finish out those big goals that you have. The small steps, I promise you, are going to lead to big rewards and big dividends. But you got to focus on today. You got to focus on winning today. However that may look, that's going to look different for everybody. Winning today is going to look different. But you got to focus on what you can do today. Because like I said, tomorrow isn't going to come any faster, right? So it's best to just focus on today. In addition, tomorrow isn't promised. And unfortunately, you know, we having big goals and we got big goals ahead, but life can be cruel, and we might not see those big goals come to fruition, unfortunately. And that's why it's so important to just, hey, do what I can today and create the best opportunity for me to have those future big wins, right? But it all got to start with those small wins, right? When I focus on, okay, let's say I'm at work, I focus on, okay, man, I really want to have this big position at work, right? But right now I'm at an entry level. You know what, let me do what I can. Let me gain all this knowledge at work. Let me talk to my coworkers. Let me talk to my manager. Just siphon all this knowledge right now so that when an opportunity does come in the future for that position, I'm ready. I know I've got it. I've been training. I've been studying for the past 6 months, getting knowledge, getting answers about all these questions. And that way, when the opportunity comes in the future, you know you've had those daily present wins. Once you know you've been doing that, when the opportunity comes, you're already set. There's no worry because you know you've been working every day hard as winning every day for the past 6 months for that position. So when the opportunity comes, you already got it. No need to worry about it. Those are my 4 words to help you finish out 2025 strong. You realize your why and you realize why do you really want it. That's going to really help you, right? And then you take accountability. Okay, what can I do? And with the accountability, you be present. What can I do today? And then the consistency, what can I do today? And then today turns into tomorrow, and then so on and so forth. When you win today, every day for the next 6 months, I promise you, your year is gonna be lovely. As always, stay hydrated, stay moisturized. Let's kill 2025. You know, it's a lot of goofball stuff happening. Let's talk about these egg prices in this administration. That's a whole nother story. But as always, like I said, stay hydrated, stay moisturized. I'm out.